Yo, what's up, guys? Alex Bigger here with Stokastic. Got a nice little week 3 slate, and I think we've learned enough so far in this NFL season that we can make some really sharp lineups while other people might take a little bit longer to catch up. So I'm going to make some week 3 lineups. I'll do a chalky stack, contrarian stack, and a balanced stack. So I get the lineup generator up from Stokastic. You get this as part of the premium package, and it just gives you lineups that grade out really well in our system that takes into account projection and ownership. So like all these should be pretty good lineups. And I'm just gonna try to pick between these to find one that is a good lineup that I really like. So, okay, so this one, Jameis Winston plus Juwan Johnson. Let's say that's not enough correlation. So, I'm gonna keep looking. Tua plus Tyreek. I think Tua, he might be sneaky popular this week based on what happened last week, but I think this is intriguing. But I'm gonna keep looking. Stafford plus Skowronek. I think this one, I just need a little bit more of the Rams players to really make that work. Kirk Cousins plus Justin Jefferson. Okay, now this is something that I can start to work with. So let me put this into the lineup builder real quick, and Jefferson. I'm gonna kind of use this as a baseline for who I'm gonna pick, and then maybe make some tweaks. So this is great because like I would have otherwise had to kind of go through all the games to figure out exactly what I'm doing here. All right, David Montgomery, he's super chalk this week, but it seems like the Bears don't pass the ball, so that is pretty intriguing. Gage, Goddard seems like he's a little bit sneaky this week, which is surprising because it seems like he's a great play. Pierce, I think this is where I can make a pivot to make my lineup a little bit stronger. So, okay, this is actually a really sick lineup. 20 to 30th percentile country and 90th percentile value. I think Pierce, I can just add another Minnesota pass catcher in the flex. Ooh, KJ Osborne, 1%. Not great value. He's like pretty expensive. Let's see what that looks like. 80th to 90th percentile contrarian, 90th percentile value. All right, so that lineup's pretty sick. The only question, like, do we want a Detroit run back? General, I think that the run back makes sense when you stack up the a big favorite. So maybe instead of Jacoby Myers, I can put in DJ Shark. This did my projection quite a bit. So Jacoby Myers is kind of questionable this week, so we'll have to wait to see if he plays. All right, let me try to get Hawkinson in, see what that looks like. So I think I could probably spend this other $800 pretty well, but this looks like a good start for a really chalk lineup. All right, so lineup 2, I'm going to pick a contrarian lineup. So let's go with a low-owned stack. My favorite low-owned stack this week. All right, let's look. I'm going to start by top value, just see Miami, Jacksonville, New Orleans. I kind of was thinking Geno Smith, but maybe now I'm going to go Mariota because it seems like that stack's a little better. Although these contrarian stacks, like it seems like, all right, maybe Jacksonville. This one's interesting because I think it's going to depend if, like the lines aren't really out for this game, so it's going to depend what happens with Herbert. All right, so let's go. I want contrarian stack. I think Zay Jones is kind of a sleeper. He's been getting a lot of targets, and he's definitely a home run hitter. And then Christian Kirk has been getting a ton of targets, so I think that's a pretty good start. I don't need to run this back because Jacksonville is a big underdog this week. And then for the running backs, I really like Fournette. He's been getting a massive workload. And then I got some money to play with here. So one of the contrarian players that I like this week is Derrick Henry. He's just going low on because he's been doing terrible this season. But, I mean, that could turn around any week. We know his upside. All right, so let me go with the DST just so I know where I'm at salary-wise. I kind of like picking one that's a little bit more off the board this week. So like Cardinals defense. This game is going to be like one of the most popular game stacks, but Stafford definitely turnover prone. So that could be a low-end stack that gets a lot of leverage, or sorry, low-end defense that gets a lot of leverage on some popular players like Higbee and Cobb are both some chalk. All right, 5,800 left per player. I think that, okay, Curtis Samuel is someone that I'm looking at. Devontae Adams. Okay, let's go with Devontae Adams. I think that he's a little bit unpopular this week because he had a dud last week. So my bot low there. For tight end, actually Evan Ingram from Jacksonville, he's looking like a pretty good option at tight end. So I don't mind actually picking a third player with my quarterback. So that is a great option. Then 5,300 left per player. Let's see. I'm kind of going through my projections here. Dameon Pierce. I actually do prefer like a wide receiver at the flex if all things are equal. All right, so I got contrarian ranking 80 to 90 percentile, value ranking 60 to 70. This kind of tells me I went a little bit too contrarian. Let me think about how I can tweak this. I guess maybe if I go off Ingram and then throw in Hayden Hurst, my projection a little bit. Got a couple points out of that. So definitely a contrarian lineup. But all right, well, lineup 1 had 130 projection. Lineup 2 has 130. So we're definitely in a good area there. All right, lineup 3. This is my balance stack. So I went with the most popular quarterback in lineup 1, contrarian lineup 2, and then a middle-owned quarterback that I like. I think Burrow and Derek Carr are good options. Herbert if he plays. But my favorite's Derek Carr. Guys, all these tools that I'm using here to build my lineups, you can get a 3-day free trial on Stokastic. Just click the link in the video description here. And these should really help you win a ton of money in the NFL slates. So that's really what our job here is at Stokastic, is help you guys win money. And I think that's definitely a good investment to jump in the premium subscription, and you even get to try that for 3 days free to make sure that you get a slate under your belt. You like the tools, so make sure to click that link in the video description. All right. So I kind of like the Carr stack as a balance build, and I think it's because Devontae Adams is going relatively low owned. And then Waller or Renfro, some like good options. Josh Jacobs also. He's kind of like the really good value running back this week, so maybe I'll go with him. And then do I need a run back? I think because I want a wide receiver running back, like that means I should be less inclined to go run back, because like that could be a stack that in a blowout could do pretty well. All right. Let's go running back next pick. So Dalvin Cook, he's the chalk play this week because the Vikings have a massive team total. But I think that he looks like a great option. Like 29 points, that's about as high as it's been for any team so far this year. Minnesota has been throwing more, but Cook gets targets and he runs, so he's pretty much game script proof, I suppose. So I think that's a great option. wide out. Diggs, he's kind of the chalk wide receiver this week. So I think that going with since the pricing came out before that Monday night game where he just went bananas, like he's super underpriced. Now that we know that Well, I think we always knew he's a great player, but we know that this year he hasn't lost a beat, dropped a beat, I guess. All right. And then I want to get us a little bit lower owned. So kind of going through my ownership here on Seattle. I think Lockett and Metcalf, they both are kind of interesting as a deep sleeper. It looks like Lockett's a little bit cheaper and has a higher projection, so that seems like a easy pick. Defense, I need a cheap defense here, so I haven't really looked at the Panthers yet. So let's look at the. Okay, so they're going up against Jameis. I think with his injury situation, like that seems pretty intriguing. And he also throws a lot of picks. I'm pretty tightly strapped for cash here, so I need a really cheap tight end, and then a really cheap flex. Maybe I need to go down just a notch at defense. So one of the defenses that's really cheap is the Jets defense, 2,400. That gives me just enough money to work with here. So 30. I think my favorite value receiver this week is Ben Skowronek for the Rams. Ben Jefferson's out. He's been playing a lot of snaps. And since he hasn't really blown up yet, I think that he still isn't really on people's radars. All right, I got 3,100. That's perfect for Irv Smith. It's not like ideally who I'd want because I got Dalvin Cook in this lineup, but that's not enough to make me really want to like change my roster construction up a ton. All right, so 50th to 60th percentile contrarian, 80 to 90th percentile value, really solid lineup. And obviously, we're going to learn more as the weekend unfolds, kind of with injuries and whatnot. So make sure to subscribe to our channel, get the latest information. We're live on game days. Hit that thumbs up button. Appreciate the positive feedback there. And then make sure to take advantage, if you're not already a Stokastic member, of that 3-day free trial. That'll get you the main slate. That'll get you the Monday slate if you got it today. And that'll give you a great chance to try out the product before you buy. And I'm pretty confident that you're going to win a lot of money if you're using this. So, guys, let me know what you think of these lineups, and good luck this week.